Technical debt is inevitable when you're a small team and you're working on your products, but you have limited resources around you. You're really focused on doing the quick fixes to make sure that those early customers are getting the best out of the product. But as you grow, if you don't start to look at that technical debt, you can find yourself in trouble. Every time you make a quick and dirty release, you're actually making a future withdrawal against your business. You're essentially accumulating interest in the form of extra work, time, energy, or potentially even possible downtime in the future. And you're going to have to pay it back at some point. So the real question is all technical debt bad? Not necessarily. What's important to make a distinction around is it an intentional or an unintentional form of technical debt? It's very similar to the question of, are all loans bad? And if we look at, say, a mortgage, you know that when you take out a mortgage, there will be future interest payments, but you're also fully aware that there may be like appreciation happening inside that property that offsets and makes it worth it. So when you have that trade-off that you're making for that property, it's intentional in terms of the way that it works. Now, I don't think I have ever met a team who intentionally have decided to create code that's hard to maintain and couldn't be built upon. Oftentimes, technical debt can be unintentional. There could be internal reasons, such as deadline pressures or changes in requirements internally, or scope creep, those kind of things. Even having a lack of a good testing plan can cause different issues internally. Or there could be external reasons where you or your customers now have a new environment to deal with. If there are new devices or operating system upgrades happening for your customers that you have to actually now work with. To become more intentional, you need to have a plan. Now, there are two main directions that you can choose to go in order to reduce your technical debt. The first is what we call the clean slate method. And this is really starting again, but using the knowledge that you had in your original build, just reducing all of that debt that exists there. The second is refactoring, and this is really your technical debt repayment plan, you could call it. And it involves 4 key steps. The first is identifying problem areas, issues or bugs that you might have. The second is then prioritizing those based on which ones will have the biggest impact for your users. The third is you fix it. And then lastly, you document anything that you need to document so that it doesn't happen again and that more people know how to deal with that situation. QA plays a huge role in managing technical debt. Developers know that making shortcuts rarely has the payoff that people desire. But if you have a management or a leadership team who are prioritizing speed over quality, sometimes the engineering team's hands are tied. And that's why it's so important to have a clear plan around how you're going to deal with your technical debt from the very offset. Now, if you have the right processes, the right people and support in place, it's actually a lot easier to keep technical debt in check. And QA and testing can play such a huge part in that process. At Global App Testing, we help engineering leaders deal with their technical debt. We do this by initially creating a program that involves looking at all of the bugs that sit inside your backlog, as well as running several regression tests, all using our platform. Now, once we've done this, we work with your team to help define and execute a strategy that will help reduce the technical debt in a more stress-free way over time. Now, if you'd like to talk to one of our team about how do you avoid, manage, and fix some of the technical debt that's happening inside your company, speak to one of our experts today for your free consultation.